Alright, so for this trick, we are going to be using the 4 jacks, called the Jackson Brothers. And these 4 jacks are going to be robbers, and they're going to be robbing a bank. Now, since I live in New York, the only banks we have are called the Community Bank. So that's the bank we are going to be using today. So we have the first jack, the jack of clubs. We have the jack of hearts. We have the jack of spades. And we have the jack of diamonds. So the first jack decided to start at the top of the bank because he was the best from going to the top to the bottom. Now the second jack started from the middle of the bank because he had to stop all the computers and all the other stuff, electronics, so the police couldn't track where they were going exactly throughout the building. The third jack started even more at the bottom, but he was in charge of unlocking all the doors and making them in a way so the jacks could get out easily, but the police didn't know that the jacks were making it through the door. And finally, the last jack was gonna be at the bottom looking out for the cops, but the only thing is that there were 2 police officers right on his tail, so they started at the bottom. But all I have to do is give this a riffle, and you'll see that the 4 jacks actually made it out of the bank in time. And in case you're wondering about the 2 cops, they actually were right behind them the entire time. So, that is today's trick. Let's get into how this is done. So, once again, this can be found in the Magic Book by Robert Mandelberg. And this is called Cops and Robbers. But how this is taught in the book doesn't work. So I had to play around with it, and this is what I came up with. So let's get into how this is done. So, in the book, we use the 4 jacks called the Jackson Brothers. But you can use whatever you would like. You don't have to use the 4 jacks. Then I used the 4 aces as the cops. Once again, you don't have to use the 4 aces. Use whatever you would like. And then we have 4 random cards. In case you are wondering about the deck I am using, this is the Dystopian deck by Kevin Booth. I have a whole video review on this, so make sure you check that out. So there is a setup to this trick. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take any 2 of your cops, in this case aces. So let's say these aces right here. And I use 1 black and 1 red. Or you can do 1 red and 1 black. It's just a lot better, and you'll see why later into the tutorial. So these will go face down. Now you're going to take your 4 random cards. It doesn't matter what these are, because these will never be seen by the spectator. And place those right on top. And then you're going to take your 4 jacks and place these on top. Take your other 2 cops, in this case the aces, and place those face down. You have your deck, and now you're ready to go. So one more time for the setup. You have your 4 jacks, or whatever you want to use. You have your 4 indifferent cards. And then you have your 2 cops, which are the 2 aces. 1 red and 1 black, or 1 red and 1 black. So, it doesn't matter which. 1 black, 1 red, or 1 red, 1 black. Then your other 2 aces, 1 black, 1 red, 1 red, 1 black, is set aside. So now you're going to have the deck in front of you, and how you're going to want to start off is by holding what they think is going to be the 4 jacks. Keep in mind, though, you have the 4 jacks, plus, which is 4 cards, plus another 4 cards, plus 2 cards. So actually you have 10 cards. So what you're going to want to do is conceal the thickness here, because this is going to be easy to tell if you're up close that this is not 4 cards, which you want the spectator to believe. So what I do is I have my index finger right across the top of this, my thumb is on the side and my other 3 fingers on the other side, and I tilt a little down. Okay? Now, if you want to, you don't have to tilt down with your finger across it, but I do that just because my finger can't go across the whole side. So that's why I do that. And what you're going to do is be peeling off the jacks. And keep in mind, the jacks can be in any order you would like. It doesn't matter. And basically, this whole trick revolves around basically the jacks robbing the bank. If you know that trick, jacks rob a bank, I might upload a video going over a few jacks rob the bank tricks. But this is essentially what the trick is. It might be like an add-on. So you're going to be talking about how the jacks are going to be robbing the bank, and how they're going to be starting at the top floor, the middle floor, the bottom floor. Basically anything you want. It's going to be a bank story. So while you're explaining that, you're going to be taking the first jack, showing him, and putting him to the bottom. So essentially you're going to be doing a Marlowe tilt. Putting him right, I don't know if I can show this, but right on the bottom of the packet, okay, just like that. Take your next jack, put him on the bottom, still explaining your story, your third jack, and finally, your last jack goes to the bottom. So now the spectator thinks you just showed all 4 jacks, and now they're right here. But keep in mind, here's your position check. You have 4 random cards, you have your 2 aces, and your 4 jacks. So now, while you're explaining how they're going to begin from the bank, out of the bank, so they're inside the bank and they're going to be escaping, you're going to take the first jack, it's not a jack, and put it near the top of the bank. Okay? Now, after this, you're going to lift up even more cards and take your next jack and put him right on the bottom too. Now take your third, what they think is jack, and put him near the bottom. So you put 1 jack near the top, 1 jack near the middle, and 1 jack near the bottom. Now here's what you have. You have 1 card left, and you have your 2 aces, and then your 4 jacks. So what you're now going to do is you're going to go over to these 2 cards, and there's a reason they're kept face down. You're going to do this quickly, because you're going to be switching out the aces, essentially. Pick up this card, show the ace, and then put it down. Okay? Pick up the other ace, and then put it down on top. You want to show them quick. So here, and then here. This is not what you don't want to do this. We have 1 ace. We have another ace. Because they're going to be switched out for these 2 aces right here. So that's not going to look good. But if they see 1 black or 1 red, and then the other one, you're all set. Take these jacks, put them right on the bottom of the packet here. And now the whole trick is done. Do whatever you would like by riffle it a few times. And then from the bottom, I peel 1, 2, 3, 4 jacks. And that is the trick. Now, in case they ask about the aces, you peel from the bottom the other 2 aces. Now, in case your spectator asks about why the 2 aces are switched out for different aces, so they shouldn't see that if you do it quickly, but some spectators are really good at catching on. So if they do ask that, you can say that the other aces just called on for backup, and that's why these 2 aces are here. But that is the trick. I'll go over that one more time, and then that will be the video. So you have your 1 4 of a kind, in this case the jacks. These will be the robbers. Then you have your cops, which I chose for the aces. Then you have 4 indifferent cards. So here's something you can do with your cops. In this case, I know we have black on top and red on the bottom. I'm going to place those face down. So in your other hand, you're going to want black on top and then red on the bottom. And I think you'll see why when we get into this. So your setup once again will be the two aces right here, the 4 indifferent cards, and then you have your jacks on top in any order. In this case, you have your 4 jacks, your indifferent cards, and then your aces. Red on top, black on the bottom. Over here you have, what's this? Black on top and red on the bottom. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the story of the bank. So you can do that. Hide the thickness. So have your finger across and then tilt it down. Take the first jack, put it on the bottom. The second jack on the bottom. The third jack and the fourth jack. So now take a little portion off the top and put the first jack right on the bottom. Take the next jack and pick up about half the deck and put the next jack right there. Now you're going to pick up even more, so near the bottom, put the next jack. And now these 2 jacks are going to go on the bottom. But before you do that, you're going to show your 2 aces. So you have 1 ace and you have the other ace. And you just flash them briefly. So now you're not going to show this, but this is what I'm showing you. You have your 4 jacks, and then you have your red, black, and then for your indifferent card, and then you have black, red right here. So if you want to, you could actually switch it up, just like this, so the aces could be reversed. But you don't have to do that. Put this on the bottom, and now you're all set. Go from the bottom, peel out the 4 jacks, peel out the 2 aces, and now you are set up. So if we look at this the first time, it was done right. So you have black, red on top, and then right here you have black on top and red from the bottom. Just keep in mind, you don't want to show these 2 aces at the bottom, but I'm just showing you that. So this was the trick called Cops and Robbers. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And next week, I will have some new videos. If you want me to upload any Jack's Rob the Bank tricks, let me know and I will probably do that. That's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.